gone. I can prove it, thought. The exchange. Prove it.
Prove it. Well, that's what we're going to do tonight, people. We're going to prove it on Nick the Rat Radio, episode 538. It is Wednesday, my dudes, May 6th, 2026. Hallelujah. We have a big show tonight. A big one. Huge show. Giant, fat, succulent, booty kind of show. I have a new conspiracy we'll be cracking wide open tonight with only factual stuff in it that's going to blow your mind and make you hate life. We got the review of every episode of Tales from the Crypt Season 1. Yeah, I power watched them, and I got a lot to say about that. We're going to have phone calls. We're going to have voicemails. We're going to have donation segments. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff. And if you already hate life, you're in the right place. You're right in the sewer with me. So we're off to a great start. We also have, what else do we have? Bigfoot assault. Who doesn't like Bigfoot assault? And we also have the Dark Sewer News Network with Jane Hanoi. I need to get like a clip of people applauding. People like that, right? You like hearing fake applause. Let's see. Has anything else been going on? I don't know. Should we just jump right into it, or should I talk for like 5 hours about nothing? No, I could talk about something. I got this cool little thing right here. I could change this to here. Let me know if you like this.
Hello, welcome to the Dark Sewer Network. I'm Nick the Rat, and you're listening to some old school radio, where we're going to be dissecting conspiracy theories and paranormal activity, making those nipples hard as rocks.
But yeah, I'll turn that off for now because I'm sure that the level of that is way off. I like audio shenanigans. There's a whole bunch of but we're not gonna be doing that.
But maybe we will. You can't stop me. This is Nick the Rat Radio, where only Nick the Rat could stop Nick the Rat. Nick the Rat doesn't want to stop Nick the Rat because Nick the Rat is a piece.
Okay, we're gonna stop that. Let's see what else. We also are gonna discuss drugs, breasts. There'll probably be some breast cyst talk tonight, and a whole bunch of other really childish shit that's gonna just, entertain you because who wants to talk about politics and all that garbage? Not you. I'm so sick of hearing about politics. And you either have to like this, A or B, or anything like that. So we're not gonna. Yeah, if you're here for political talk, you could suck an egg. Maybe Zindu will do some political talk because that guy's a jerk. I'm drinking some Schweppes seltzer water tonight, lemon lime. All right, I think we're ready to start the show. It is hump day. Blitzed. Actually, this episode is kind of because of Blitzed. Blitz posted something on No Authority Social about bees being burnt alive in I think in Australia or something. But we kind of were looking into it, and it turned out it was like old news. But it kind of made me dig deeper. And I dug deeper into what Blitz was talking about. And I found out some shit, man. And I'm calling this conspiracy. I'll just let you know the name of it before we get into it. We're going to take a music break, and then we'll get back into the conspiracy. So get ready for that. It's a big one. It's a really big, long conspiracy. we got a lot to go through tonight. But this one is called the Hivesync Protocol. The Hivesync Protocol. Now, if you want to know more about what this is, stay tuned. It's going to blow the ears off your breasticysts. If you have ears on your breasticysts, which is it's kind of hot if you have ears on your boobs. And you could hear me motorboating them. Yeah, I'm childish. Whatever. Leave me alone. The first song of the night is Navdev with First Time. Yeah, this is probably this is like my first time on Earth. Let's listen to that. I think you did post something. It might have been you, Blitzed, a long time on No Agenda Social. I don't know if maybe it wasn't you. You didn't post anything about bees getting. Maybe it was NetNed. Maybe it was Waythorn. Maybe I don't know who the hell posted it. Somebody posted something about bees getting. Either way, that. Well, good. It's a good thing you burnt that account because no authority social is. I'm not going to go back looking through to see who posted it. It's not relevant. It's not relevant to tonight. Anyway, let's listen to Navdev First Time. We'll be right back.
For the first time, with eyes wide open, I feel the skin on my face, the warmth of this place. Now I feel for the first time the weight of it all, the rise and the fall.
Welcome back, everybody, to Nick the Rat Radio, where we're going to be going into a crazy conspiracy theory that I stumbled upon in my own back sewer, calling it the Hivesync Protocol. Now, let me know what you think after it's all over. It's going to take a while to go through everything. There's a lot of stuff we have to go through. Tons of things that connect, but you're not even supposed to connect them. It's kind of like your webcam. You're not supposed to connect your web camera so the government doesn't watch you. You're supposed to leave it unplugged. And I really need you to understand that first tonight. That's the first thing you need to understand, is that there's a lot of dots to connect, but I don't want you to connect them. I just want you to kind of listen to it, let it flow through, and you're going to understand the hidden core at this rotten apple. Nothing I'm going to be telling you today is buried in leaked documents. It's not encrypted. You don't need a Bitcoin. You don't need anything like that. Every piece of data that I'm going to be giving you tonight, all the data points, everything, it's all real. Every company name is real. Every government rule. Okay, there'll be a little government talk. Not too much government talk. It's not like. Yeah, there's some government stuff, but it's not like big time government stuff. Okay, everything is publicly available. I got patent numbers. I got everything. All right. We got FDA Federal Register filings. We got World Bank reports. We have it all right here. So much stuff. I'll probably mess this up. I'm probably gonna mess up the entire goddamn Hivesync Protocol theory, but you're gonna understand it a little bit better by the end of tonight. I promise you that. There's agricultural studies, corporate investment disclosures, depositions of the world's most powerful foundation executives. In these notes, they didn't hide any of this information. Everything is public information, but they did hide the connections. And that's what I want to do tonight also. I want to hide them and then let you know what the connections are so you could reconnect them and you could feel smart. I'm going to try to make you guys feel really smart tonight by not telling you a damn thing. No, I'll be telling you. And I'm going to be telling you what they connect to as in like a design, like the picture, the connected dots, and the picture of the little cute dog with the puppy eyes at the end. This is a multi-decade, multi-institutional plan, and it's to achieve something that even the Romans fucked up at. Even Caesar and that Asian dude that raped so many people and ate chihuahuas, he couldn't do it either. They probably tried, though. But this, I think they're close to doing it. Total digital traceable control of the global food supply. Starting from the seeds in the ground to the meal on your plate to the nuggies that you put into your microwave. I got some Manuka honeybees down here. I got them working for me. From the genetics of like the crops to get this to the blockchain record of the transactions that sold it to you. These things are from the seed. The seeds, you might not think that there's little barcodes on these seeds, and there's not, but there kind of is. But with this power, they're going to be able to control the population. They control the truth. They control the food. And that's how they're going to control the people. The Hivesync Protocol. Yeah, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's part of it. You know, a lot of this stuff you might already know already. But I'm going to be combining it into one document that'll probably get me murdered. And the one thing that, you know, Caesar and Genghis Khan they didn't have technology. So, and they probably didn't have patience either because they only lived to be like 30 or some shit. They died young back then because there was fecal matter in the water, and then they wash their face with urine and stuff. It was a different time. No, actually, I don't even have a microwave. I have an air fryer, so I don't microwave my nuggies. I air fry those fucks. And also, not only this, they made you guys pay for it yourself. They are making you pay for the control, and you're completely bamboozled. And we're gonna go through all of it. All right, are you guys ready? Let's start with the seed, okay? We're gonna start with the seed. So before you could even try to control the food supply, because that's like, you know, the food that you eat. First, you have to start with the seeds and the stuff that grows. All right, it's the original point. The first dot is the seed. All right, now 50 years ago, a farmer could save seeds from the year's harvest and plant it next year. They could do that, and I know everybody already knows this part. I knew about this a long time ago, but you know, some people out there might not know this, but this is true. That's how agriculture worked for 10,000 years. They'd grow shit. They would take the seeds from the shit they grew, and they would grow more stuff. And the seeds belonged to whoever grew them. It was a beautiful biosexual thing between farmer and the land. I don't know. It was a little gross, a little dirty. Get soil in your butt. It was beautiful. It was food sovereignty. And now that sovereignty is more or less gone. Let's see. As of 2025, 4 companies, Bayer, Corteva, Syngenta, and BASF. What the hell is BASF? Hold on one second. I got to take a quick... I got these in my notes. BASF. What is that? BASF. United States. Badishi Anilini and Soda Fabric? Oh, BASF. BASF. Right, you guys could look into that later. I'm not here to talk about... They used to make floppy disks? Are you serious? All right, well... All right. They control 56% of the global commercial seeds market. All right. The same 4 companies control 61% of the global pesticide market. In the United States specifically, Bayer and Corteva control 72% of the corn seed market and 66% of the soybean seed market. So these people already control most of all the seeds in existence. Those 2 crops right there, corn and soybean, they're basically in every goddamn thing you eat. Sometimes both of them. You know those Doritos you're eating? You know those chicken nuggies that you're sticking in hot holes so you can munch on them? Guess what? Most of it is corn and soybeans. I'm sure there's probably corn and soybeans in this Schweppes. Let me see right here. Carbonated water, natural flavors, corn, soybean. Look at that. It's right in the damn Schweppes. Okay, it's not. I don't want to lie to people. There's no corn and soybean in my Schweppes. Okay, that's not yet, at least. But in virtually everything else that you eat, there is corn and soybeans. The concentration, it happened really fast. In 1994, the top 4 seed companies held about 20% of the global market. And guess what? By 2009, that number climbed to 50%. And now we're past 56%. So that number is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This matters because the seed that's like the origin point. That's like the basic beginning of this whole system. Whoever controls the seed controls the power. They have the respect. They get the pussy. All right. So that's basically what's going on with that. It grows the available supply. Without it, you don't have a supply. So they're in control of the supply. These companies, they consolidated the seed market, and they didn't stop there. They bought the patents for the seeds. All right. Monsanto, they absorbed into Bayer after a $63 billion acquisition. Now, to me, that's chump change. I could have bought them if I really wanted to. I just didn't really think about doing it, so I didn't buy them. You know, I got trillions of dollars down the sewer. I'm rich. $63 billion they bought them. They developed what is known as the genetic use restriction technology. Patent number. Are you ready? Write this down, people. Right? You got your pencils? You got your pencils? This is the part where you need your pencils. There'll be tests after the show. The patent number is 5,723,765. Okay, there you go. But you all know it as the Terminator seed. I'll be back. Give me your pants. Give me your food. Give me your seeds. And it's exactly what you think it is. You've heard of the Terminator seed. It's engineered so that the second generation is completely sterile, like me. You plant it, you grow it, you harvest it, and then the seeds that come from it, they're basically shit. Beautiful, amazing. Amazing stuff. Why would they do that? Why would they do that other than being completely evil pieces of shit? Who let them do this? Every single growing season, you have to go back to the company and purchase new seeds. You can't save it. You can't replant it. It's a subscription. It's an annual subscription to own your own food supply. These people and these subscriptions are assholes. The streaming services, this is like Netflix and stuff, man. They took all the physical media, they took it away from you. Then they could change stuff on the fly. If they don't like something in the movie, if they're like, oh, this Star Wars movie had too many titties, you could see too much of Leia's titties in this movie. Well, let's just take it out. And then guess what? They introduce the fucking Mandela effect, and they make you seem like you're crazy. Why do you think they made the Mandela effect? To make you look like you're fucking nuts. People were getting mad about this too. But Monsanto, they said, we're not going to commercialize the Terminator technology. They kept the patent. They continued the research. Then Bayer bought the whole damn company. And now that connects to something else. But I'm not going to tell you what it connects to. I'm just going to say some stuff because I don't want to get killed. I might get killed if I release all this information. Tobacco? Ugh. I smoke tomatoes all the time. All right, let's go to the notes here. Let's talk about the vault. You all know about the vault, right? Bayer, Monsanto, and its competitors were building a world where the only viable seeds required annual corporate purchases. And while the same companies were pushing GMO monocultural farming across the developing world, replacing hundreds of the crop varieties local farmers had cultivated for generations, only a couple are left now. And someone was quietly building a backup. You guys know what I'm talking about here. This is also common knowledge. I'm just telling you all these little pieces of common knowledge in one document, the Hivesync Protocol. So instead of saying, oh, you know the Terminator seed, oh, do you know about the fucking seed vault? You just say, do you know about the Hivesync Protocol? Because it's a lot of information to put into one sentence here. There's a mountain in the Norwegian island of Spitzenbergen? They should go check that island out. Inside the Arctic archipelago of Svalbard, they made the facility that's called the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. They call it the Doomsday Vault. That's what, the Doomsday Vault. They got the Terminator seed, the Doomsday Vault, and they act like it's like, we got the Terminator seed and the Doomsday Vault. They put it right in our face, and they make it just seem like, yay, this is good stuff. But guess what, man? It's got 1.35 million seeds that they acquired from all around the world. More than 1,500. That's the wrong number. Wait, let me look at that number again. I try to memorize this whole thing, but there's a lot of numbers here, like that patent number and all that. 5,723,765. That's, I got it in my brain, but then I forgot 150,000 samples of wheat and rice alone, and they got nearly 8,000 of barley. They're trying to say that it's a backup drive for all the humanities' agricultural genetic heritage, and it's designed to survive a nuclear war, natural disaster, or the collapse of the regional seed banks. But who built it? Who funds that? Who's paying for this? The Global Crop Diversity Trust. Let's see. Who's the largest single non-governmental donor there? Oh, look at this. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They gave nearly $30 million to this sucker. The original project was also co-founded. Let's see who else. Oh, co-funded. I'm sorry, not co-founded. Alongside the Rockefeller Foundation, Monsanto Corporation, and the Syngenta Foundation. Did you hear me? We have Bill and Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates. Did Melinda leave that? I don't think it's Bill and Melinda Gates anymore after she found out her husband was a fucking sick pervert. The Rockefeller Foundation, Monsanto, and Syngenta Foundation. All right, I could barely put 4 fingers up. That's hard to do, but I'm doing it for this show. These are the same foundations and corporations that are funding the large-scale rollout of the GMO crops that are replacing diverse farmer-saved seed varieties with patented sterile monocultures. All right. They're also the ones that are funding the only place on Earth where the original unmodified seeds are preserved. Ooh, look at that. Oh, we're gonna make sure that you have to not use your own seeds. You have to use our seeds. Oh, and guess what? We have all of the seeds in a bank. They're destroying the seed diversity in the field with one hand, and they're locking up the backup copies in a vault with their other hand. They're playing 6-7 with this shit. They got the ball. We got out by the seed balls. They got us by the nuts with the seeds in it. A vault they built, a vault they fund, a vault governed by a legal deposit agreement. I like to deposit my agreements. That, according to a legal analyst by the Center for Food Safety, is complex enough to provide pathways for corporations seeking to patent plant genetics to gain additional advantages in accessing the stored materials. The Center for Food and Safety, they said this. This is what they had to say about it. Hold on one second. Maybe I could do let's do this for the quotes.
These corporations see in Svalbard an opportunity to gain further control of the world's plants' genetics, being able to utilize the seed bank as a resource for germplasm that could be used for creating patentable hybrid or genetically engineered seed varieties.
All right, so let's summarize the current state of the global seed. The corporations patented the commercially viable varieties. They're forcing farmers onto annual fucking repurchasable cycles. They reproduced the global gene pool to a handful of monocultural crops, and then they locked up the remaining diversity in a vault that they fund and their legal team has privileged access to. This is not a conspiracy theory, people. This is documented investment strategy. Let's talk about the land. After I talk about the land, we'll take a quick music break because I need to. I'm schwitzing over here. This is really getting to me. Let's not forget, Bill Gates is the largest private farmland owner in the United States. All right, does this seem like a good idea to you? Oh, Bill Gates, he's so smart. Oh, Bill Gates, such a smart man that likes fucking blonde girls on an island with perverts behind his wife's back. This is also common knowledge. This is all common knowledge. I knew about this before this episode, before the Hivesync Protocol came to light, before I had this dream, this thing came to me, and now I'm telling everybody. The Land Report's 2025 data. Gates holds approximately 275,000 acres of active farmland spread across 17 states. The biggest concentration is in Louisiana at roughly, I guess, 69,000. Nice. 69,000 acres. Arkansas at around 48,000 acres. And Nebraska at over 20,000 acres. You got most of it in two enormous tranches. One from the Canadian Pension Plan Investment Board and one in Washington State's Horse Heavens Hills. Cost over $690 million in a 2-year window between 2017 and 2018. Yeah. Good question there, NetNet. Why doesn't he just fade into retirement? Why don't these people go away? They just keep on. Some of that land that he has, they use the potatoes there to make McDonald's French fries. The corn and the soybeans that feed directly into the industrial processed food chain supply is the same supply chain linked into the chronic metabolic disease epidemic that now affects roughly 40 million Americans. McDonald's is killing people. And most of that shit's coming straight from Bill Gates. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, let's make some fucking vaccines for you people. I'm trying to save the world, but the dude's making McDonald's French fries. He's funding the seed vault. He's funding the lab-grown meat and synthetic protein companies. Investments in Memphis Meats and others, positioned as the climate solution for a 9 billion person world. He's the largest single non-governmental funder of the World Health Organization. Where does he get all this fucking money from? From selling computers, I guess. You know, I'm talking to you on the computer he made right here. There's Windows right here. $720 million he put into CGIAR. That's the International Agricultural Research Consortium that controls the world's largest collection of crop diversity seed banks. Over 768,000 varieties. And a facility from the Philippines to Kenya to Syria. His foundation hired a former Monsanto they all work together. A former Monsanto vice president as the senior program officer for their international agricultural development work. One dude, one foundation, people. The physical land that grows the food, the organization that controls the most important seed collections on Earth, the institution that sets global health and dietary guidance, all connected, all of them. The companies that want to replace conventional meat with lab-grown alternatives, the vault where the original seeds are stored. How did he get so much power? How? Why are we letting this nerd do this to us? Goddamn nerds. And he still has the original seeds. He's keeping the backed up copies. You don't have to believe in what I'm telling you. But look at the list. Look at the people. Look what they own. Look what they're doing. Just look at it. Are you looking at it? Are you looking at it? All right. Let's take a quick music break before we get into more of this. We got Mark Monday with Horses on the Moon. He's probably going to put horses on the goddamn moon, too. Let's listen to some music. Let's let all that sink in a little bit. There's still a lot more to go. A lot of evil shit that we're going to be talking about tonight. If you have kids in the room, you might want to tell them to leave. I don't know if they can handle this kind of stuff. I can barely handle this kind of stuff. It makes me sad. It makes me sad the world that we live in. Horses on the Moon makes me happy, though. Let's listen to that. We'll be right back. Maybe we'll do donations when we come back. Maybe. We'll see.
Bill Gates wants to swallow your
See
seeds.
them galloping in a field of stars, not just another night in mounds. And you know what I'm thinking when you say it out loud. I'm not sure, but let's not talk about it now. And if you say you can see horses on the moon, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I'll believe But there's something special about the way you look. Is there a page I can tear out of your book? It might be fiction, but you're telling me the truth. Ain't no friction when I give myself to you. And if you say you can see horses on the moon, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I'll If you're worried about how it might end, there's no need to think about it now. And if you're worried about how it might end, there's no need to think about it now. And if you're worried about how it might end, there's no need to think about it now. And if you're worried about how it might end, there's no need to think about it now. And if you say you can see horses on the moon, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I'll believe you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're gonna do a little donation segment now. Why the hell not? I've been excited. I think I know something that I got in the PO box. We're gonna see what would happen here. If you like the show, if you like anything that you hear tonight, also Cotton Gin. The song is back there. Hold on a second. Let me just do something really quick. I don't know why he unliked my like, but I liked it. It'll be track number 9 now, I guess. Whatever. Actually, I could just give me 2 second, people here, and let's do this really quick. If I open both of these and I dislike them, and then I like them. That's weird. It won't open. Why won't it open? All right, now I like that one, dislike, and then here, and then like. All right, I should have fixed it there, Cotton Gin. Let's get back to the value for value system, maybe created by Adam Curry, possibly created by Jesus Christ himself. I don't know, whoever came first. If you like what you hear, you could send me some money. You could send me some stuff to my P.O. Box. We got Nick at P.O. Box 90549, Brooklyn, New York, 11209. This is the donation link. We'll talk about that soon. But first, let's check the P.O. Box. There was some stuff in the P.O. Box today. Let's start off with this little letter right here. Let's see what this is. Donations help me out a lot, people. It's I'm still scrounging for cash money over here. Let's see. We got Sir Mike Crotch, PhD, with It's a Chargeback account. Memo: the gases of change are among us. Your checks are starting to turn into like fortune cookies here. 96 cents. Thank you so much for the 96 cents, Dr. Sir McCrotch. I can't wait to cash this. This is gonna buy me a nice can of black beans. Thank you so much. I love black beans, man. Can of those. Don't get rid of the juices. The juice got all the salt in it. That's where you want that stuff. It's good. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Summer Crush. And we got something else here that I'm very excited about. I think I know what it is because you can kind of feel it in the bag. I can kind of feel what it is. I know what it is, and I think I know who sent it here, but I don't know if they want me to say their name. So first I'm going to open it. So let me open up this package that I got here. I'm excited. I don't know if you're excited. I don't know why you would be maybe you're excited for me. That'd be cool. Press firmly to seal. How do you open it though? Jeez. If only I had something sharp. Like a scissor. Look at that, I have a scissor. The future is now. Come on, jeez. I think I got it now. It is what I thought it was. I love it. The Daily Ratings. Keystone Podcasts. This is from, it's a nice cup. It's like a titanium. I'm going to say this is titanium or one of the most expensive metals that there is. I'm going to say it's that. Comes with a lid. What is in here? There's some stuff in here too. Let's see. I have no clue what your go-to movie theater is, but here's a couple of tickets to one. What? Nighthawk Cinema. What the heck? $50? I'm going to use this to go see Backrooms. There is a Nighthawk near me. I'm gonna cry. This is beautiful. You wouldn't think one of our nation's least impressive national parks Shenandoah National Park. Shenandoah I guess that's it. Shenandoah National Park and Nick the Rat Radio would be a match made in heaven. Turns out it is. Love and light and best price. Tommy Nominous. Still can't say your name. Tom Amenominous. Tommy Boy. I'm up to the Ocean's 11. The Ocean's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 episode. Tom, I love you, dude. Can I interview you? I want to interview you, Tom. I know I should be probably interviewing Mr. Daly himself, the man that gives the reviews, but I want to hear about Tommy's two shoes. I want to hear about your shoes. What kind of shoes are they? I love this, man. This is my new cup. Thank you so much. Daily ratings, great. Thank you so much. I'll let you know if I like the movie. Thank you so much. You could also donate by going to nicktherat.com/donate/html/something. It's all on my website. Go to nicktherat.com, nicktheratradio.com. Go check it out there. Let's see if anybody has donated this week. I think I did see a couple of them roll in. So I was worried that it was a ceramic cup, and I was like, oh man, that's going to break in there. This is some high quality stuff. I'll be drinking my rooibos tea out of this sucker a little bit later. Looks like we do have a couple of donations here. Let's go read them. I read donation amount, initials, and any notes. I don't want to dox anybody. $4.33 came from DM. Somebody DM'd me $4.33. DM, thank you so much for the $4.33. You've been around for a long time. I love you. I love you, DM. I hope you're enjoying the Hivesync Protocol conspiracy theory episode of Nick the Rat Radio that is currently happening right now. There's a lot more to go, DM, so stick around, please. J.O. with 420. Thank you so much, J.O. J.O. has been around for a long time, too. J.O., I hope you're enjoying the Hivesync Protocol podcast episode that you're currently listening to right now. And if you're not, then I'm sorry. But thank you so much for the $4.20. Very much appreciated. Love you. The $4.20 goes a long way. Is great. Because it's like $1 per episode, and each episode is about 2 to 3 hours of nonstop infotainment, knowledge. I'm getting messages from people all around the world. They didn't know about China and the mining of the oceans. I'm blowing minds right now. And finally, we have another 420 that came in from NW. NW also has been around for a long time. This is great. I'm loving it. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the donations. NW, thank you so much. You guys are my base. Without you, I wouldn't even be able to eat beans. Boy, do I love some black beans. I don't really like any other beans. I think I just like the black beans. That's the only bean I like. I'm like a bean racist. You could also donate by going to twitch.tv/nicktherat.com. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can give me some free money right there. Just go to that website that I just said. Let me actually log into the Twitch board here. I haven't been in there. twitch.tv/nicktherat/console/creator dashboard/manage stream/ Let's see if anybody has donated there. 7 days ago, Danny Warbucks gave me a sub. I don't know if I said that last week, but either way, thank you so much, Danny Warbucks, for the Prime last week. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, I already did that. And ooh, look at this. Trey from Philly reached a 3-stream streak. That sounds disgusting. Trey from Philly, I think you might need to check your pants. After a 3-stream streak. I don't even know what color that would be. But thank you so much to everybody that has donated. Thank you so much to Tommy, especially Tommy Boy. Great podcast. Go check out the daily ratings. It's a very, very consistent movie rating. Oh, I just watched the Crimes of the Future because of you guys, and wow, it was. From the review, I did not expect what I was getting myself into. That was a crazy movie. But yeah, okay, let's get back to the show. We're gonna listen to the next song of the night, which is Withdrawn by TV Girl. And then we're going to get back into the Hivesync Protocol conspiracy fact. Best price. Would steal your soul if he had the ability to. And if you were a blonde lady, he'd steal your soul and stick you in his pants. I'm worried about the blonde women of the world. They might be the first to go. Because of the Hivesync Protocol. Sorry, blondies. Yeah, that looks pretty good there, Cotton Gin. Welcome back, everybody, to Nick the Rat Radio. Just want to say thanks again to everybody that has sent me a donation. I feel the love, and feeling love feels good. So thank you. And I love all of you, too. You are all loved by me in a really creepy, weird way. All right, let's get back into the madness. Where were we? We had the seeds, the land, the vault. Let's go for the next part, the regulatory lockout. You got the seeds, they're being controlled. The land is being consolidated. Now there's another layer here. This is the rule that makes it impossible to opt out of the system, even if you wanted to. In January of 2026, the FDA Food Safety Modernization Act, the Food Safety Modernization Act, Rule 204, FSMA 204. Write that down. It's going to be on the test later. Went into full effect. This is the rule that requires mandatory digital traceability for what the FDA classifies as high-risk foods. And this is for every business in the supply chain for those foods. Farms, processors, distributors, importers. They're required to keep and share key data elements at each step called a critical tracking event, a CTE. I think I just had a CTE in my pants. Every harvest, every processing run, every shipment, every handoff, everything is being tracked. Non-compliance means you cannot legally ship, sell, import, or export those foods in the United States or the European Union. Non-compliance is not a fine and a warning. Non-compliance is effective removal from the market. Bam, done, good day, sir. No money for you, no food for you, you're out. Basically, the practical effect is that the entire food supply chain for the food that feeds the most people is now required to flow through digital tracking infrastructure. Everything is being looked at. You thought you were being looked at with the camera on your computer like this? Hi. No, your food, from the seed to the hands to the people, every transaction is logged, every movement's recorded, every actor in the chain enrolled in a centralized data system. Your ass is theirs. And at the same time, the private sector was building the same architecture from the retail end. Walmart, they're working with IBM. They developed the IBM Food Trust platform. That's a blockchain-based food traceability system that was built on the Hyperledger Fabric Protocol, the HFP. It's basically a proof of concept test that Walmart could trace a package of sliced mangoes back to their source farm in about 2.2 seconds. Usually that trace would take 7 days, phone calls and paperwork. Now you might be like, oh, this is great for, like I got salmonella from chowing down on a mango, but guess what? You already took the shits. You already got sick from it. It's a done deal. They're tracing it so they don't let other people into the game. The game is rigged. They don't want anybody but who they know in it. By 2020, Walmart made blockchain traceability mandatory for all leafy green suppliers. Let's see what else we have here. The IBM Food Trust Network now includes over 300 suppliers and buyers tracking millions of packed food products, such as Nestle's, Unilever, Tyson. They're all in the same network. Basically, what you're seeing here, it's a two-pronged approach here. Federal regulation requiring the data infrastructure from the compliance side, and then we got the corporate marketing power requiring it from the retail side. The two-headed beast. And if a small farm, if they don't comply with the FSMA 204, they can't sell into the regulated markets. They basically don't exist. If you're not being tracked, that you're gone. You're worried about AI fucking like having to steal your ID so you could use a computer. Yeah, well, guess what? Your food is already completely tracked. Small suppliers, they can't afford to join Walmart's blockchain system. They can't sell to Walmart. And who's the big? Walmart's the big boys. Oh, look at this. Cotton Gin just posted that Amazon launched a food chain supply service for business of all sizes right there. There you go. That's all part of it. It's all being tracked. Why are they tracking it though? Well, you know, the Hivesync Protocol lets you know. If you're not enrolled in the digital food pipeline, you're locked out of the commercial food supply. The WEF. I'm not talking about wrestling here. Well, it's the whole logistics chain. Yeah, I know, but it's the logistics chain and the food. They're kind of tied together. Don't you worry there. The World Economic Forum itself published a promotional price. Let me take that back. I can't read. A promotional piece about Walmart's blockchain system, calling it a model for how the global food ecosystem can be made transparent and controlled. They're controlling the food. They're controlling the systems here. The WEF article ran on their website under a story about how blockchain can keep your food safe. Think about that. The WEF and the blockchain keeping your food safe. Let's go to the farmers. Let's go to the farmers now. I'm building a narrative for you. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're seeing the ins and the outs and wondering where you could stick your thing in, the outs. Here's where the regulatory pressure starts showing up. Not just on the paper, but out in the field. All right, we got the Netherlands. They're the second largest agricultural exporter in the world. 17 million people on a piece of land roughly the size of West Virginia. That's a lot of fuckers in one little place. 2019, a Dutch court ruled that the country had been in breach of EU environmental standards for nitrogen emissions. What did the government say? They implemented starting in 2022. It was announced that it would purchase and forcibly shut down up to 3,000 farms classified as peak polluters in order to cut ammonia and nitrous oxide emissions by 50 to 70% in affected areas by 2030. New policies would reduce the national livestock population by approximately 30%. The government acknowledged that in its own words. Here we go. I got to say this in their own words here.
Not all farmers can continue their business.
In their own words, that's what they said. Dutch farmers responded with what became one of the largest sustained farmer protests in European history. Do you guys remember this? They blocked highways with tractors. They dumped manure on government buildings that were already filled with manure because that's who's inside the buildings. They were flying their flags upside down. They were in distress. These protests, they didn't just end in the Netherlands. They went to Germany, Belgium, France, Italy, Canada, Ireland. The Dutch political parties most aggressively pushing the nitrogen reduction program have documented ties to the World Economic Forum. Let's see here. The WEF had and has an explicit policy framework pushing for net zero, nature positive food systems. That sounds yummy. By 2030. All these timelines, they align. Policy outcome align. The farmers of the Netherlands were told effectively that if their land and families had farmed for generations needed to be taken out of production on a hard government deadline. They're out. No more. Meanwhile, in Canada, fucking flamboyant Trudeau, he's gone now, I think, right? He's gone. Thank goodness. But still, he fucked shit up, man. The Trudeau government announced a 30% mandatory reduction in fertilizer use by 2030. Canada's farm industry estimated this would cost farmers over $48 billion in lost revenue. And that's crazy. That's a lot of money in revenue right there for the farmers. This whole pattern is consistent, man. The environmental regulations requiring production cuts that, in practice, make traditional independent farming economically inviable, creating pressure to sell, to exist, to be consolidated into a larger, more trackable, more controllable operation. They're making a little shitball. They're building it, and we're stuck in it. And who's buying the land that comes available? When these farms shut down because they can't fucking keep up. Who? China. They acquired approximately 277,000 acres of U.S. farmland across 29 states. Almost like what Bill Gates is doing, privately, on his own. These people are all buying this stuff up. Saudi Arabia too? I don't doubt it. 2026, they found that Chinese-owned farmland sits in proximity to more than 340 U.S. military bases and National Guard armories, including facilities dedicated to high-tech weapons research, nuclear forces, and presidential helicopter operations. The U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission raised specific warnings, what it called the potential weaponization of agricultural intelligent property. Wait, I gotta read this. This is a quote right here. I'm gonna read this quote.
The potential weaponization of agricultural intellectual property, noting that with access to the genetic code data on the U.S. crop.
Oh wait, this is not part of the quote.
Anyway, a hostile actor could either replicate years of American agricultural research or, in a more extreme scenario, engineer a targeted blight against a specific patented U.S. crop variety. Do you think China might do that? You think China might bioengineer something that could maybe destroy a certain patented crop?
I don't know. I don't know there, Nick the Rat. I don't know. Could they? Are they smart? Are the Chinese scientists smart, Nick the Rat?
I think they are. Yeah, we shouldn't let foreign countries on our land buying up land in key specific areas. Like, whose head's up, whose ass? I don't know anymore. It's an Ouroboros of jerks with heads up assholes. In July of 2025, Trump, he unveiled a 7-point national security plan to block the Chinese investments in U.S. farmland. With agricultural security, Rowland's defense secretary, Hegseth, and the attorney general they all presented jointly. More than 26 states have now passed laws restricting or prohibiting foreign adversaries' land ownership. So basically, look at this. The picture of the global food land, it looks like this. Billionaire foundations consolidating control of the most productive U.S. farmland. Foreign state actors, China, Saudi Arabia, they're acquiring strategic positions near military infrastructure. Independent family farmers across Europe and North America are facing regulations that make their operations impossible. And the land that becomes available flowing towards the largest, most financially capable, most traceable actors. All right. So that's what's happening with the farmers. Now let's look at the food supply. Let's look at the food supply itself. As I said, if you control the seed, you have the power, you get the pussy. You control the land, the seed, the tracking infrastructure. What do you do with the food? Huh? What do you do with it? You change what the food is. Yes, Blitz, that's what you do. You ever wonder why they're pushing towards the synthetic and lab-grown protein? Lab-grown protein? It's been framed as a climate solution. Okay? They're basically saying that it's to save the planet because it's getting too hot over here. But the narrative, it's consistent, it's conventional. Animal agricultural products, too many greenhouse emissions. 9 billion people on Earth by by mid-century, we cannot feed the world with conventional meat. The solution is precision fermentation, cell-cultivated protein, plant-based alternatives. I wonder who invests in this. Gates, he's invested in it, of course. Lab-grown meat companies, he's doing all that shit too. He's controlling the fake meat along with the real meat. The WEF has explicitly promoted insect protein and synthetic food alternatives as part of its Great Food Transformation Initiative. This is some good stuff here. The UN and the Agricultural Organization has published guidelines on edible insects as sustainable protein sources. And the EU in 2023 already approved the use of 2 insect species. You got the house crickets and you got the mealworm larva. Thank you, EU. Those are food ingredients now. They could grind them up into powder. You could snort them. You could add them in bread. You could add them in your crackers. You could add them into your pasta, your pizza. But what is not discussed in any of these promotions? It's the control architecture that comes with the synthetic food. When your protein, it comes from a bioreactor instead of like a pasture, comes with an IP structure. The inputs, the processes, the organism could all be patented. Ooh-wee. And when your food is produced in a controlled facility and digitally traced through a blockchain supply chain, it becomes impossible to eat outside of the grid. You're basically locked in. You're done. Conventional farmers selling at the roadside stand, homesteader with chickens, too-many-eggs.com, families that buy half a cow from the local rancher. None of these are incompatible with the current system. But they're also not scalable within the new infrastructure that is being built. And if that infrastructure becomes mandatory, legally mandatory, because of the traceability requirements, commercially mandatory through retailer blockchains, then the off-the-grid food options are going to stop reaching people that really want it, that depend on the grocery store. And this is where the bees come in. Let's not forget, save the bees. Save the bees. They're going to send all kinds of stormtroopers to the farmer's market. They're going to be blasting people. Okay, let's think about the bees. What do? 75% of the world's food crop depends on some little degree of the animal pollination. Native bees, not those managed honeybees, which are essentially, they're just like livestock. They're the backbone of the pollination system. Without the bees, we're kind of screwed. This is the part that really gets to me. Wild bee species richness, they've dropped 25% or more in long-term global records. The U.S. commercially... Hold on, I need another drink here. Bukkake bees? We're getting close here, people. We're getting close. Wild bee species richness has dropped by 25% or more in long-term global records. The U.S. commercial beekeepers lost an average of 62% of their honeybee colonies in the most recent survey. The economic damage exceeds $600 million. And then, this sounds bad. So what do? Save the bees. Now you guys know what happens when there's these initiatives, right? Save the bees. Do you remember the Freedom? Was that the Freedom Act? It's not good when they do this shit. Corporate campaigns, urban beekeeping explosion, bee-friendly product labels. This actually accelerated the collapse of the native wild pollinators. This is real. This is documented by the Xerces Society. It's one of the world's largest pollinator conservation organizations. And this is a peer-reviewed study, okay? Look at these numbers right here. A single commercial honeybee hive contains between 20,000 and 50,000 bees, all foraging over wide distances. In areas where hive density has increased, especially urban and suburban areas, responding to Save the Bees. People are trying to do this. Those honeybees directly outcompete native solitary bees for the same limited nectar and pollen. Honeybees also carry the varroa mite and the range of bee viruses that spread to wild bee species through contact of the shared flowers. They're basically spreading bee AIDS. The Save the Bees people, their bees are filthy sluts, and they're passing around their little bee viruses to the wild bees. They're killing the bees by trying to save the bees. The Xerces Society's position is unambiguous. Beekeeping is not bee conservation. Campaigns that pushed honeybee promotion saved the wrong bee. They're saving the wrong bee. The commercial livestock species, while accelerating the decline of the 3,600 plus native bee species that the wild food ecosystem actually depends on. The commercial wildflower seed mixes sold at garden centers as part of this movement, many of those contain 20% more non-native and invasive plant species that outcompete local flora. The specific plants that native specialist bees evolved to forage. And they sold you a solution that deepened the problem, people. Save the bees, the Freedom Act. Hug a tree. Love thy neighbor. Basically, when the native pollinators collapse, the natural food production system becomes unreliable at the scale. And waiting at the end of that road is the synthetic food. So kill the bees, get rid of all that good shit, make the farmers go away. Then you got your synthetic, you got your bioreactor produced alternatives. With their patents and their traceability and their digital supply chains, oh boy, the mark of the beast. The bees. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. That's disgusting. All right, where are we at? Part 7 of the Hivesync Protocol theory. Whew. All right, so who owns all this? This is the financial architecture part. We're getting into the finances now. You got three players here. You got BlackRock, you got Vanguard, and you got State Street. These three people, they own 100% of the S&P 500 companies. Every one of them. Together, they also control 20% of the U.S. market capitalization and hold approximately 25% of all voting shares in corporate America. BlackRock, they manage over $11 trillion in assets as of 2026. Vanguard has $9 trillion, and State Street, they have $6 trillion. Altogether, that's a lot of trillions. They own, let's see, who do they have major stakes in? Bayer Monsanto. Who else? Let's see. They also have major stakes in pharmaceutical companies that profit from the metabolic disease epidemic linked to the processed foods. Let's see. They're the largest institutional investors in major media companies. Let's see. Vanguard and BlackRock. Let's see. Top 2 shareholders in Time Warner, Comcast, Disney, News Corp. They own the food companies too. They own the agricultural chemical companies. They own the media outlets covering the food companies. It's a goddamn Hivesync protocol. Larry Finkovich, BlackRock CEO, sends out yearly letters, annually, annually. He sends them out to every major public company on Earth, explicitly directing their governance posture on climate, sustainability, and the ESG policy. He sits on the board of the trustees of the World Economic Forum, too. I'm just putting the points out there. I'm not connecting the dots for you. I hope you could connect the dots, people. Bloomberg said that BlackRock has the fourth branch of government. It's the only private firm that has worked directly and continuously with the Federal Reserve. Wow. Then there's the WEF's Young Global Leaders Program, Klaus Schwab again. You know, these same names keep coming up. This is what I don't like about all these conspiracies. It's always the same goddamn people. But that's just kind of like proving the conspiracy. Because it's always the same goddamn people. And what did he say? What did Klaus Schwab say? We gotta get the, here we go.
What we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, that we penetrate the cabinets.
Those are his exact words. Penetrate. Pervert. What a pervert. He said that when he was at the reception for the Canadian Prime Minister, he knew that more than half of Trudeau's cabinet were young global leaders of the WEF. Let's see. Let's get some names in here. We like names. Emmanuel Macron of France, Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand, Sana Marin of Finland, Pete Buttigieg. Did you know that Pete Booty Boy? Gavin Newsom, Mark Zuckerberg, all these fuckers. Others too, I'm not going to get into all of them. We got Stéphane Bancel, CEO of Moderna, also a WEF affiliate. Co-founders of Google are on the list. Bill Gates was an early graduate. Over 1,400 individuals across 120 nationalities have come through the program. This ain't no secret. Go check their website. Look at it. I'm not lying to you. This is all true shit. Even Schwab boasted about that shit publicly. Everybody's talking about it. It's not hidden. He wants to penetrate us, people. He said this. He said penetrate. He wants to penetrate us. I'm feeling penetrated right now. Then the narrative. This is like the glue. This is like the semen that makes your hands stick to your butt. You ever hear of the GDELT project? Global Database of Events, Language, and Tone. AI-driven monitoring system that analyzes virtually every major media outlet on the planet. Yeah, look it up. GDELT project. Dozens of language. Updated every 15 minutes. Tracks over 300 categories of human events, maps emotional tone, tracks emerging and collapsing narratives, provides real-time analysis of global information ecosystems. Basically, when a story breaks anywhere in the world, the GDELT has categorized it before even any editor has gotten it. They're basically controlling the news. They're looking at the things that are happening. It's a real system. I think it was even open access, actually. But either way, it was a research tool. They built this thing. It's real. The same infrastructure. The real-time global narrative monitoring, sentiment tracking, identification of topics, gaining traction. It's basically what you need to manage narratives. managed narratives. Yeah. You want to know which stories are starting, which ones are ending, how the dots are connecting. You would want to know when a given framing is losing trust. You would want to know when people don't believe in your shit. You would want to know what the next big thing is. You want to know all this. You want to know when there's dangers coming to the system. You want to know who is a dangerous person so you could take them out. And then meanwhile, the organizations that are supposed to be fighting the powerful on behalf of the public, they got their own problems. The Southern Poverty Law Center. This shit's going on. This shit's going on like right now. They are like, hey man, we're tracking these hate groups. Yeah, but they gave these hate groups $3 million so they could look like they're big cool people fighting off the threats. Oh, look at me. The Southern Poverty Laws. We're great. Massive funded networks. They're running these organized protests framed as organic grassroots movements. You ever hear of crowds on demand? They're basically there to get paid participants into demonstrations. Billionaire-funded networks documented over $3 billion have been supported for more than 500 activist organizations across the political spectrum. They're in control of the narrative. They're basically telling us what to do, what to think. They got all the stuff down. They got everything. And here's the last piece. The dependency layer. The population itself. You got to make sure that the population remains in a condition where resistance to the food system is economic and physiologically difficult. Like, you basically can't get away from this. What do we have? What are they pushing? UBI, people. Universal Basic Income. They've been running these all over the damn place. Guaranteed income floor. Let's see here. Let's look at some numbers. An analysis of the 4 largest UBI trials. Let's see. There was one with a treatment group of 500 or more participants, covering 55% of all the studies. An average drop of 3.2 percentage points in employment in a recent Texas and Illinois guaranteed income trial. Recipients' individual earned income, excluding the cash payments themselves, dropped by roughly $1,500 per year compared to the control group. For every dollar transferred, total household income outside the transfer fell by 21 cents. Unemployment during this time period also rose over the months. The Hoover Institution's macroeconomic modeling of the national UBI found a 2.6 drop in aggregate labor, and this is bad. This is bad. They're making us rely on having no money. They're making us rely on their food. They're making us rely on everything. The government will save us. The government will save us. You take that. You take the food system. It's really just creating a Hivesync Protocol, basically. They're saying that murder's down, but there's nobody having kids anymore. They're lowering the amount of people in the system. They're lowering their motivation to live. They're killing their fun. They're getting them addicted to scrolling. They're feeding us the information they want us to be fed. They're looking at stuff that they don't. They're like, oh, we don't want you to see that, so they take it away. They're changing things. They're calling us crazy. All right, let's look at this whole thing. All right. Let's look at the whole picture now. As a single system. The seed is controlled by 4 companies. The genes in those seeds are patented. The second generation seed is engineered to be sterile. The only backup is in a vault funded by the same people. The land is consolidating. Independent farmers in Europe and North America, they're facing environmental regulations that they can't even comply with. It's impossible. Billionaires and foreign state actors are working completely different motivation. They're acquiring all the farmland. They're taking everything that we can't use to keep up with these stupid regulations. The supply chain is going digital. We got the FSMA 204 with the blockchain mandates. In a few years or so, there's going to be no legal way to sell food in regulated markets without joining this tracking system. And then the food is getting replaced. We got the synthetic food. We got the killing the bees to make us relying on the food that's going to be fucking fake. Oh God, it's a nightmare world we're building here. We're basically screwed. I think we're in a state. We're in a state that has. We're screwed. And they're doing it out in the open. There's no secret meetings. There's no memos. There's no actors. It's just basically all the same people going to the same gatherings, the same milieu, the same portfolios. Everything is just, oh, jeez. Let's take a music break. There might even be something even more diabolical underneath this whole entire Hivesync protocol that I didn't even really want to get into, but I will get into it. We'll have to eat them, eat the rich. Yeah, that's maybe, I don't know. Let's take a quick break. Let's listen to some music. Let's de-stress, but let's not forget the Hivesync protocol. We got a tribute with Go Smooth. We'll be back.
my fellow sewer chatters. This is your shadowy host, Mystery Man, broadcasting live from the dripping pipes of the Dark Sewer Network. Welcome to all you tunnel-dwelling listeners huddled in the gloom, ears perked for tonight's forbidden tale. Whether you're splashing through the underbelly of New York or lurking in forgotten storm drains, you're part of this exclusive circle now. Tonight we descend into pure mayhem with a story that blends glamour, fury, and fur. Settle in with whatever sludge you're sipping, because you're about to hear Bigfoot Assault. A riotous romp through the Met Gala that will leave you howling. Lights low, hearts racing. Let the tale begin. Deep in the ancient woods beyond the city's neon glare, Bigfoot paced beneath towering pines. For years, the legendary creature had watched humanity from afar, envious of their glittering parties and velvet ropes. Tonight was different. He had studied every tabloid photo, practiced his posture, and even acquired what he believed was the perfect outfit. A sleek black tuxedo boldly labeled Haute Couture Elite. It hugged his massive frame, hiding most of his shaggy coat. With a final glance at his reflection in a moonlit stream, Bigfoot squared his broad shoulders and lumbered toward the distant skyline. The Met Gala awaited, and for once the beast wanted to belong. The red carpet shimmered under blinding lights as Bigfoot slipped past distracted security, his enormous feet stuffed into oversized dress shoes inside the Grand Hall. Crystal chandeliers dripped with diamonds, and the air smelled of expensive perfume and ambition. Socialites in impossible gowns swirled like exotic birds. Bigfoot kept his head low, mimicking their elegant nods. A tall model mistook him for an avant-garde performance artist and complimented his natural texture. Billionaires clapped him on the back, assuming he was some reclusive tech mogul for the first hour. Everything was perfect. The creature blended seamlessly among the elite, sipping champagne from a goblet that looked like a thimble in his paw. He mingled with practiced grace, discussing stock markets he barely understood and art he had only seen on crumpled magazine pages. A famous actress laughed at his deep, rumbling jokes, while a hedge fund kingpin praised his bold silhouette. Bigfoot's chest swelled with pride. For the first time, the lonely giant felt seen, accepted, even admired. He posed for selfies, careful not to crush anyone, and allowed a stylist to adjust his lapel. The knockoff tuxedo gleamed under the spotlights, its cheap fabric passing for luxury in the haze of flashing cameras. The night felt like a dream he never wanted to wake from. Then, near the towering ice sculpture of a designer handbag, a sharp-eyed fashion critic circled him like a shark. She squinted at the stitching on Bigfoot's sleeve, her perfectly arched brow rising in disdain. "Darling," she drawled loud enough for the nearby cluster of influencers to hear, "that suit is adorable, but the label is a total knockoff. Last season's counterfeit line, cheap polyester pretending to be silk. You should feel ashamed showing up here in that rag." Whispers rippled outward. Phones turned, cameras zoomed. The room's glittering warmth suddenly felt icy cold. Bigfoot froze, his massive frame trembling as the words sank in. Shame flooded him like a tidal wave, hot and primal. All the careful planning, the longing for acceptance shattered in an instant. His gentle brown eyes narrowed into furious slits, a low growl built in his throat, vibrating the champagne flutes on nearby trays. The critic smirked, unaware she had just poked the most powerful beast in the building. Bigfoot's knuckles cracked as he clenched his fists, the cheap fabric of his knockoff suit stretching tight across his chest. The Met Gala was about to learn what happens when a legend feels betrayed. With a thunderous roar that rattled the chandeliers, Bigfoot erupted. He snatched a silver tray of caviar blinis and hurled them like frisbees, the sticky black pearls splattering across designer gowns in sticky constellations. A screaming socialite slipped on the mess and slid across the marble floor straight into a chocolate fountain, emerging coated head to toe in glossy brown. Bigfoot laughed maniacally, grabbing another platter and launching lobster tails like boomerangs that hooked perfectly onto diamond necklaces. Guests ducked and shrieked as shellfish rained down, turning the elegant gala into a seafood battlefield. He wasn't finished. Spotting a cluster of influencers filming the chaos, Bigfoot snatched a feather boa from a fleeing model and whipped it like a lasso, yanking 3 of them off their stiletto heels and into a tangled heap of sequins and screams. A famous rapper tried to reason with him. Bigfoot responded by dunking the man's head first into an ice bucket, leaving him sputtering and dripping while his diamond grill sparkled underwater. Tables overturned, a towering floral arrangement toppled, burying a group of editors under an avalanche of roses and thorns. The creature's rage was comical, theatrical, and utterly unstoppable. Security guards rushed in, but Bigfoot simply scooped them up 2 at a time and used them as bowling pins, sending the rest sliding across the polished floor into a pyramid of collapsing waiters. Hors d'oeuvres flew in every direction. A celebrity chef's 7-tier cake became ammunition, its fondant layers exploding like colorful grenades. Laughter mixed with panic as the rich and famous scrambled for exits, their couture ruined by sauce stains and crustacean shrapnel. Bigfoot's eyes blazed with hurt-fueled glee. If they wouldn't accept him, he would give them a night they would never forget. Finally, panting amid the glittering wreckage, Bigfoot's anger ebbed into sorrow. He lunged toward the banquet tables and began piling food into his massive arms. Platters of oysters, entire wheels of imported cheese, towers of macarons, and fistfuls of gold leaf chocolates. The weight made his knockoff suit rip at the seams, but he didn't care. With his haul clutched tight, he barreled through a side exit, shattering the doorframe like kindling. Sirens wailed in the distance as the beast vanished into the night, his heavy footsteps echoing down Fifth Avenue. He loped through Central Park, crumbs trailing behind him until the skyscrapers faded and the wild trees welcomed him home. Back in the moonlit clearing where his story began, Bigfoot collapsed against an ancient oak. Tears streamed down his furry cheeks, splashing onto the stolen feast. The food tasted like ash now. All the glamour, the laughter, the fleeting acceptance, it had been built on a lie. He sobbed loudly, the sound carrying through the forest like a wounded howl, mourning the world that had rejected him for something as trivial as a label. Mystery Man hears sewer chatters closing the book on Bigfoot assault. The moral of this wild ride is simple. Trying to force your way into a crowd that judges you by superficial things like designer labels will only leave you heartbroken and covered in caviar. True belonging starts with embracing who you really are. No knockoffs, no pretense, just raw authenticity in the wild where you thrive. I wish you all a peaceful, slime-free good night, my dear sewer chatters. A massive thank you to the Dark Sewer Network for these midnight broadcasts, and especially to Nick the Rat for keeping the tunnels alive and the stories flowing. Sleep tight down there. Until next time, stay shadowy.
There was barely any assault in there, Mystery Man. I'm a little upset about that. There's no gore. There's no tearing of limbs. There was no stuffing of intestines. Mystery Man, go back to the drawing board, dude. Go rewrite that story. You have it back on my desk next week. Fix it up. I want some thick blood gore in there. Ugh. All right, let's open up the phone lines. Why not? Let's see what we got here. We got the phone line here. I don't know if the phone working. Anybody? Hello? Yeah, it looks like we have a couple of voicemails here. Let's listen to some voicemails. 917-719-5923.
Hey man, it's your old buddy Rick from Baltimore.
Oh hey.
And I just wanted to say hi. Nothing big, nothing small, not too tall, not too tall. So
it's midnight in the sewer.
I hope you're doing well, and be cool, man.
You too there, Rick from Baltimore. Happy midnight in the sewer, everybody. It is late night now. We're going to get into some more Stranger stuff. You thought that whole first part was strange? You thought the Hivesync Protocol was wild and weird? I don't know if I should send this to you, Dug It Up. I don't know if I should send you my notes. I got pages and pages of notes here. I got stuff about the Bill Gates farmland, the FSMA Rule 204 blockchain. I got everything we talked about. Why do you need my notes if I read them to you? Did you know that 40.1 million people have diabetes? Holy crap. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. There's a lot of data here that I had to go through to make this amazing conspiracy theory come together tonight. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of some weird stuff, I came across this video earlier. This is I think it's Kamala Harris's daughter-in-law or something. I forget who it is exactly, Who's that? She's that weird girl with the big round glasses. She came out on X and she said something that blew my mind. She said something that everybody should have known a long time ago. But she actually came out and she said it. I'm gonna play that here. Listen to this, and you'll know why I'm very, very, very shocked in a lot of different ways. Let me bring this up here. Where's the? Oh, that's for the other thing here. Here it is. Here she is.
I'm just sitting here crocheting, waiting for a friend, and I was just listening to this podcast that the Wall Street Journal put out about SSRIs.
It took the Wall Street Journal. Like because there's a Wall Street Journal podcast. Now I'm listening. Lady, you're about to talk about shit that people have known forever. Forever in 5 days. And you're finally waking up, my sweet little girl. And she's already deep in the game. Here, let's listen to see what's on the Wall Street Journal's podcast that she listened to that got her thinking.
I'm just sitting here crocheting, waiting for a friend, and I was just listening to this podcast that the Wall Street Journal put out about SSRIs and anti-anxiety meds and kind of the overprescription of them in America, and it was making me think a lot because I've been on SSRIs for over a decade, almost.
Really made her think about something she's been taking for a decade. And this is the first time she's thinking about it because of the Wall Street Journal.
15 years probably, and they were calling out the lack of research on long-term use of these things.
Oh,
They were
really?
calling out the lack of information that doctors give about coming off of these meds, and
How about the fact that they don't even know what they do? Like, wow. Good night, Net. But how about when your doctor said, hey, let's try these drugs? They never said, hey, these drugs do this, this, and this. Here, take them for 15 years, girl. Like, I'm happy she's finally questioning the system. But what about all the years that everybody's been telling? Oh, God.
and kind of the psychological effects they can have.
Oh, really?
And it really got me thinking how little I've thought about that. Naive.
You've been taking it for 15 years. And it took the Wall Street Journal podcast to wake you up. Our society's fucked, man. We're really doomed. The drug industry is they won. Like, well, maybe people are waking up. Maybe this is the first step. Maybe it's the first step.
Naively, obviously, but I've noticed that every time I've gone off of it for a week or missed it or for whatever reason, like it has been really hard for me and I've had a really hard time. And I guess this is just something I was wondering if you guys have thought about or relate to or kind of consider when you're thinking about going on meds like that. Because I don't know if this is something that I feel like is being talked about enough.
Lady, people have been talking about this all the fucking time. Like, I don't know if people have really been talking about this, but I heard on the Wall Street Journal and it got me thinking about why when I don't take my meds, I really, really want my meds again. When I go to the doctor's like, I don't know what these drugs do to you, but here, let's try these new drugs. Maybe we could switch up the cocktail. they pay me a lot of money to make you eat these drugs, and we don't know what they do, but if you stop taking them, it might be bad. You might get suicidal thoughts. You might want to get a gun and shoot people. Good God, girl. Might make you get really bad tattoos, like cows and stuff.
Because I feel like so many of us are on these meds and this is like actually happening. Like people get off of them and they kind of break down and it could be really bad. So yeah, I guess I just want your general thoughts.
Hivesync Protocol. She's synced in. She might be breaking free, but she can't break free because she's just taken the first step. She just got her toe, she got her little pinky toe out of the craziness. That's all she got. That's all she has out. Hello, is there a caller on the line?
Hi. I was just calling in
Hi.
to say that I wear glasses that make my eyes look huge. And I don't have astigmatism or anything, but I wear them and my eyes will adjust sooner or later. Have you guys ever experienced that?
Oh my God.
It's like my eyes will adjust sooner or later. They look huge, so I look kind of crazy, but it's cool.
Maybe if you stop taking the drugs that you don't know what they do, you'll.
I want to keep taking SSRIs. I feel like you are telling me to keep taking SSRIs because they're doing so much for my eyes.
You have SSRIs.
SSRIs.
Imagine that all the people that talk like that are they talk like that because they're on SSRIs. Like, oh, we talk like
I think
this.
they do. I think that's. I mean, that's probably SSRI voice. Is what that is.
Vocal fry is caused by SSRI.
Bye. You also got to do the up talk.
So
like I'm going up an escalator.
You ever think about that? Finally, talk about it. Oh my gosh!
Why would you not have that after maybe like 5 years? Why would you not have that rep? I don't know. I guess I've never been on SSRI, so I can't say that. After 5 years, I would realize, geez, these things are they're a little wackadoodle.
And you know, she takes them and she drinks too. She definitely looks like she drinks wine. So she takes her pills.
I drink wine. I take one pill, and then I have like 3 glasses of wine.
I pass out. I've been doing it for 15 years straight. But then I heard a podcast.
And then I heard a podcast while I was passed out from the Wall Street Journal.
I had an awakening.
It's not the Wall Street Journal, it's the Wall Street Journal, because we all buy wool stocks where I live.
I am happy she put this out, though. It's infuriating how dumb it is, but...
but maybe there's hope, I guess. I guess that's what maybe it...
Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you think she's going to stop taking... She can't stop taking them, though, because she's addicted to them.
She's going to have a whacked out episode or something, possibly. If she's... I guess you got to learn how to wean yourself off of them.
She's going to take the... She's going to try to shoot Trump.
I don't know.
Oh my god!
When you quit drinking and quit smoking weed, did you wean yourself off her, or did you just quit cold turkey?
Nah, you just gotta do that shit cold turkey, man. You gotta be a big boy about it.
Yeah, but I those things, I think you're okay with that. I mean, to a certain degree, alcohol might have some bad reactions depending on how severely you're drinking it.
Yeah, the alcohol.
But
I got in a fight with people once about alcohol being an addiction, and the only time that I think it's really an addiction is when you get like the shakes and like your body
yeah,
needs it.
yep,
But other than that, it's just
exactly.
willpower.
Yeah, and that's I say that's if it depends on how much you're drinking.
Yeah, some people
But
need it.
but
Yeah.
an SSRI I think is a totally different monster that you're
Oh no,
dealing with
it
there.
changes people completely. I've seen it ruin people's
yeah.
lives and turn them into.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, almost like meth or almost like a meth junkie. Sometimes some of the stuff that they give to. I mean, especially if they're getting Adderall, which I don't. Is Adderall an SSRI? I don't think that qualifies.
It's
does it?
it's an upper. It's
Or
like
is it?
I don't know. I always see
Yeah.
people on fucking Reddit threads. My pharmacy's out of Adderall. Anybody can help me get some?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, Jesus, how is this
And
shit
I've heard-
legal?
I hear people talking that they think it's changed now, or they think it's something totally different.
A stimulant.
And I've worked with people that I need it to be able to work.
Maybe you need to
Okay.
rethink
Sure.
some stuff going on in your life.
Yeah. Yes.
Some people definitely need some drugs so they're not crazy. Like the people that go around like trying to stab people. And they're like, oh, I'm talking to 5,000 people right now. But sure, you guys could take drugs, but normal people have to stop realizing that life sucks. Life is hard. You can't just take pills and read the Wall Street Journal.
The Wall Street Journal.
Uh,
I mean, she does have the insulation of being in a family that has probably a lot of money.
yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's a barrier.
She's Kamala Harris's daughter, right?
She's a stepdaughter.
Yeah. Fuck, I'd probably be taking drugs too if Kamala was.
Well, have you ever seen her dad talk? Or he's kind of, I don't know. The two of them together has got to be quite a lot to take in.
Kamala.
If you were invited
Harris.
over for like dinner or something, a dinner party at the. Well, her last name is Harris, but his is Emhoff. Doug Emhoff.
Yeah, she didn't take his name, because.
No, yeah.
Let's hear him talk for a second.
And hearing you say, are you used to hearing you say like your wife is the vice president? Like that is amazing. Like to be. And
Everybody in the audience is on SSRIs.
now she is a nominee for president. Like, what is that like?
It's still very surreal. And here I was a lawyer here in Hollywood for many years, and I went on a blind date with somebody. And here I am 11, 12 years later.
And my daughter's on drugs for 15 years, and yeah. You ever watch Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I remember watching it back in the day.
The show, I power watched through the whole first season because they just put it on Shudder. It is not scary at all, and it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it was kind of goofy.
Way goofy.
Yeah.
The whole first season, it's basically it was filled with a whole bunch of stars. You're watching the episode like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah,
I remember that guy.
I think there's always boobs in every episode, from what I remember too.
Yeah, there was boobs in this first one. The first episode was this guy that was he was the death guy who would electrocute people to death, and he had a fetish to electrocute people. And when the the government stopped killing people by the electric chair, he had to go out into the public and electrocute people. And he was just rigging up. He would rig up like stripper cages in strip joints. Like, how did nobody see him putting the high voltage wires into the strippers' stripping cage? It was so stupid. And ended with him dying.
So, like, electrocuting them was his SSRI.
I really need to electrocute somebody today.
I really need that. I have these big glasses from the Wall Street Journal, and I need to electrocute people.
It was really good being a kid watching it because it did have the boobies, and the beginning intro was really the creepiest part. The Crypt Keeper himself, he was
yeah.
In the song, do 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 do.
Yeah. I remember there was that. What was the other one that was? There was one on like broadcast television.
There was a bunch of them. There was
name of it now.
The Other Side, Outer Limits.
I think it was The Outer Limits.
Outer Limits was good. That was actually.
Yeah.
That was.
Were those very Twilight Zone-ish, very like creepy like that.
Yeah. And then the second episode. I'm just going through. There was a the second episode was also stupid as fuck with a Santa Claus guy, and she kills her ex-husband, and then some murderer comes to town, and she could have blamed it on him, but it was just a boring, dumb episode. People gave it a 7.7 though. Can't believe that.
Was there any of the episodes in the first season that you thought were good?
There was one good episode, but it was good because it was fucking hysterical. The last episode, there was this. I don't know who's this guy over here. He's in so many shows. John Kaiser. If you see a picture of him, you know who he is. And he retires from his job, and the way that they play this scene, it's like him and his wife have never spent a day in the house together before. He's like, I'm home from I'm retired, but I don't know what to do anymore, and I don't know who my wife is, and they act like complete strangers. I'm like, where was he living this whole time? Did he go home on the weekends? And his wife loves animals, and she accidentally feeds him dog food. It's like, you guys were living together. It's not just because you don't retire and then meet your wife for the first time ever. It was so fucking weird. But that was like the funniest one.
Did it end with both of them dying, or?
He winds up killing her animals, her pets, because he gets so mad at her because she's like a really retarded woman that just loves animals. So he's like, I'll love your animals too. And
she's like the lady from Tiger King.
Yeah. So he taxidermies the pets that she loves. So she kills him and taxidermies him.
I think I remember that one now that you say that.
It was insane, the episode. It was just insanity. And the guy at one point, it's really funny because she feeds him like cat food, and he's like, what is this? And then he's like, I'm a human. He screams that. Oh man, it was just a wild show. It was there was also another good one with Leah Tomlin, what's her name? Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson?
Yeah,
yeah.
And she's like a hooker. And at one point she tries to like intimidate a pimp, and she's like, give me your stuff, motherfucker. That was a good episode too.
Did she show her boobs in that episode?
There was a lot of cleavage. She did a lot of cleavage in that episode.
Oh, okay. I think she showed her boobs in the past, I thought.
Yeah, she was that was a pretty good episode. It was more silly than it was anything else. But when you watch it as a kid, you're like, this is some weird, scary stuff.
There was that in The Hitchhiker. The Hitchhiker was on around that.
Might have been.
That was kind of like spooky, but that also same thing. There was like gratuitous like boobs and sex in it also.
Yeah. And Skinamax type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically my review of the first season of Tales from the Crypt. There was like 2 decent episodes, and there was also something else really funny that came up. It's this episode here. There's an actress, Amanda Plummer. She was did you ever see So I Married an Axe Murderer?
With
you ever hear
Mike
of it?
Myers?
Yeah, Mike Myers.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So he thinks that his wife isn't the axe murderer, but it's actually her sister, who is Amanda Plummer. In the Tales from the Crypt episode, the whole thing is about her killing some dudes with an axe. So it's like she was typecast as like an axe murderer. As
because Tales from the Crypt would have probably predated. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, she's played some crazy freaking roles.
Yeah, so it's like she's weird looking. She's got like a weird body.
Oh yeah, because she's the honey bunny from Pulp Fiction too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did she use an axe in Pulp Fiction? I don't think so.
What's that?
Did she have an axe in Pulp Fiction?
That's when they're trying to steal Samuel L. Jackson's wallet.
Put your hands up, motherfuckers!
Bad motherfucker. Yeah. Motherfucker. No. It was at the. What was that? Who was it that sang that had the song that had that at the beginning?
Oh.
It was Scooby Snacks.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about, but I'm never going to remember.
Yeah. But she's always played like a kind of a crazy, like someone that was coming off of SSRIs.
And then there was one more episode with the guy from The Matrix. The guy that's like, I want to go back in The Matrix and eat steak. It was so stupid. A doctor puts a cat heart in him or something, or puts a part of a cat in him, and then that gives the guy 9 lives somehow. It was retarded. And then he goes on sideshows to kill himself and comes back to life because he's got 9 lives like a cat. And he forgets that the cat died to give him the power. So he's like, oh, my 9th life. And he's like, wait, no, the cat dying was one of the deaths, and now I'm going to die for real. It was so stupid.
Oh, was he doing like a sideshow thing?
Yeah,
almost?
He was doing a sideshow where he electrocuted himself. Ulrich.
God, yeah. I think all these episodes are probably stuck in my brain somewhere where I'd watch them and be like, oh my God, I remember these.
Yeah, probably.
That's why. Why is it stuck in my brain?
Because it was so stupid and weird. It makes you feel weird watching it. You're like, what is going on? Yeah, so and the other weird thing is it's only the first season was only 6 episodes.
Oh, okay. That's probably about right because they probably spaced them out way back then when.
Yeah, season 2 they jumped to 18 episodes.
6 weeks in a row.
It got apparently people loved the first season, so they're like, let's go for it.
We love the guy with the cat heart. He really sold the.
Wow, Demi Moore is in an episode. Season 2 didn't come out yet. They didn't re-release that, so I'm waiting to watch season 2. But yeah, all these stars, you watching it, and you're like, wow, I kind of remember this. Oh, look at that person. I know that person.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. The best part is the Crypt Keeper, though.
I think he was quite elaborate, wasn't he? Like for back then.
Yeah, he still looks great.
Makeup and yeah. Back when they spent. Yeah, do you remember like the HBO, like the whole turning HBO letters that they would have for their feature presentation.
Oh man, yeah.
Like the first one with yeah, but when it would start out, if they showed the long version, it had this like camera going over a city and going through a neighborhood and like up and then over into the city and up into the mountains and
yeah. When you saw that,
anyway,
you knew you were about to watch something good. You're like, oh, some good shit's gonna come on now.
Like HBO had the filming, like the documentary of making that, and it was some like massive studio that they had this like miniature village that they filmed the whole sequence of it going over the city and the suburbs and all that. And then like the HBO like turning was an actual like steel HBO that they had welded these big huge letters together and shined them all and then had it turning, and then they added like the effects at the end, but it was an actual physical steel HBO that they had to do the whole feature presentation thing. It was quite an on-take, and I can't imagine how many millions they probably wasted on that.
Well, it's stuck in your brain.
Intro is quite crazy. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
You ever watch on HBO? I think it was Brain Games.
Oh yeah, yep, I remember that.
That should. I used to love that as a kid. And you are watching
Yeah.
Brain Games or something.
Games.
It's fucking weird. Man, I miss HBO. That's some good times.
I still have it.
Yeah, HBO Max.
HBO Max for but it's not the same.
Do they do any original, like any HBO original fucking things anymore? Or, I don't even know. Or they just
they had that something Lotus something.
Oh,
I can't
the White
remember
Lotus.
what the hell White Lotus, yeah. And then
Yeah, I never watched that.
I think there was some other stuff that they were doing too that was recent.
There's Euphoria. Ugh,
What did I watch? I watched. I think that was on there. I watched 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri was a movie. I think that was on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, the Game of Thrones. I forgot. And The Last
Anyway,
of Us.
That movie was utterly horrible. I was irritated when I got done watching it. It was so bad.
Fuck this shit.
It had like 1 or 2 good segments that Frances McDermott would go off on people when she was like half drunk. But beyond that, like the whole movie is depressing and it ends like in a horrible way. The funny thing is it's got oh god, why is his name? I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy that played the crazy dude in the Green Mile. That
the big dude.
No, the dude that was all crazy and yelling and shit, and they had to hose him down the one time.
Crazy dude in Green Mile.
What's his name? Is it Rockwell?
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell.
Oh yeah.
Sam. He's in that movie that I was talking about, and like it just the whole movie sucked. It was horrible. It was just bad.
Yeah! Good shot, wasn't it? Look on your face.
He's peeing on the warden's foot. I don't think I've ever seen the entirety of Green Mile. I should watch that. I heard it was pretty good.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
I miss Tom Hanks when he was funny. Funny Tom Hanks.
Tired boss. Dead tired. Oh, there's something. I just saw a movie I've never seen of his where he plays some grumpy old man. I don't even know
Elvis?
I believe it was Dr. Seuss. Yeah. It was like Owen was the name of it or something like that.
Castaway? No.
Well, he was quite grumpy getting stuck on that island for that long.
I just remember him having to use the ice skate to take his tooth out. That's the only part of that movie I remember.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Joe versus the volcano again.
That's good. That was That was pretty good.
Meg Ryan.
Volunteers. Volunteers is really good.
I don't even think I know what that is.
You don't know Volunteers?
Volunteers.
John Candy?
No.
Tom Hanks?
I don't think I...
That's where he met whatever his wife's name is. I can't think of her name right now.
I think I'm going to have to watch this. I don't remember this.
Got the Asian guy that was in all 80s movies.
Yeah, I see him.
Comedies back then. Long Duck Dawn from 16 Candles.
All right, now I know what I'm watching next. Is this a trailer?
I am not adopted.
I know, but please allow me that little fantasy.
Old pal, I've got to take a place on this plane. You see, some very dangerous and primitive people are after me, and I have no money and I have nowhere to run.
Lawrence Bourne III.
All right. Yeah, this is the time period I like Hanks, like in the 80s. 80s Hanks is the best Hanks. He's just kind of crappy.
Yeah. Right around the time he stopped doing Bosom Buddies.
Yeah. Now he's rich. Money messed him up.
Like his buddy disappeared. The bosom buddy disappeared. I think he's on a few other things, but Tom Hanks definitely skyrocketed from that role beyond what his bosom buddy.
Maybe he got cancer and got chopped off.
They dressed as woman to rent an apartment in Bosom Buddy.
Okay, caller. I forgot that I was still doing a show here. I was.
Oh, you started the show?
I think we're about to start the show in a little bit. We're
okay. Well, I'll have to turn it on then.
I will talk to you.
Wait, what's the name of your show again?
It's what's that called? Fucking No Agenda?
Oh, I can't watch that.
Yeah, me neither. It's a bad show. It's InfoWars. I was trying to think of InfoWars. I forgot that. Anyway, let's listen to a quick song. We'll be right back with more Nick the Rat Radio. We got BWG Productions with Spirit of Oz. Thanks for the call.
very traumatic.
Allen says he was moved to 5 detention facilities.
They purposely, I feel, do that to you for the fact of mentally trying to break you down into signing a self-deportation. Alligator Alcatraz was by far the worst.
I'm Abir, candidate for State Senate in District 12, and our campaign is gaining steam. But as a Palestinian Muslim woman running for office, you know.
An outrage in Brooklyn after ICE agents took a man into custody. Hundreds gathered outside of the hospital in Bushwick, where the man was seen being put into an SUV. Several demonstrators were arrested.
Hey, 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 it's me, Zindu. Oh, God, I can't watch the news. It just makes me so mad. I was watching the news there, and Chidozie Wilson Okiki is an illegal immigrant. He came to the USA illegally. He wasn't supposed to be here. He was a Nigerian prince. He overstayed his visa, and when ICE tried to arrest him, he rammed his car into the agents. You know, he was trying to run him over with his car. He kind of went crazy on the ICE agents. Now, after he did that, he was like, "Ow, I'm hurt. I hurt myself trying to run you guys over with my car because I was resisting arrest. This is what I really, all the hate in me is coming out and coughing. When people resist arrest, it just makes me want to cough up a lung. I understand cops are pigs, and half the time they're going too far with stuff, but just go through the process, people. Go through the process. Let the process take place. Hell, if the cop was in the wrong, guess what? You can take all the taxpayers' money. You can win lots of cash prizes. Other than that, you just look like an idiot on camera. You see all these people say, "No, you can't arrest me. You can't do that." And then the cop's like, "Just put your hands on your back." And then they try to either run or they fight with the cops. How dumb is that? How stupid do you have to be to fight with a cop? Just fucking do what they say. Go through the process. Sure, it ruins your day. But at the end, you could be the winner of thousands of dollars. But Mr. Okiki did not want to do that, and he hurt himself in the action of trying to escape or kill or run over, or I don't know, maybe he just didn't know how to drive his car. I don't know, he's from Nigeria, who knows what he was doing. So they brought him to the hospital. At the hospital, I don't know who heard about it. I don't know how this news gets out. How does a protest form, like, right after all this shit happens? Like, 5 hours after getting, like, put into the hospital, there's a huge protest outside the hospital. Huge. Huge, 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 huge. So big and filled with so many stupid people. Sorry, I can't even talk. This is just making me so mad. Now, if you don't like hearing Zindu talking about being a bootlicker and obeying the law, hell, I'm hiding from the law right now. They're trying to cut off 45 of my testicles to do tests because I'm a very illegal alien. I should not be here. I should definitely not be here. The things that I've been doing to you people, well, I'm not gonna even get into that, but I am so illegal that the military, I think, wants me. Not even just the government, the military. They've been after me for a while, but nobody's really trying to save me. Everybody's just trying to get rid of me. Okiki was previously arrested, I think, for assault, but there's no information about it. The news always lies and shit, too, so you never know it's real. He had a previous drug possession arrest, too, so Okiki he's a standout citizen. He's a beautiful citizen. He's doing his thing, trying to run over ICE agents, doing drugs, and possibly assaulting other people. So a group of people come out to protest, and 8 or 9 people were arrested. Who are these jobless people? Who are these people that have enough free time to go to a hospital to try to help somebody they don't know stay in the country illegally. I do not understand it. And then oh man, we're gonna say his name. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Ding dong. He came out, he's like, this is cruel and unhuman. It's inhumane, he says. Well, then what is humane? Letting people break the law? Like, I don't know. I should have tanks and helicopters and Black Hawks and all that shit coming for me. I'm a very, very deadly, threatening alien. Means to do tons of harm to you, and I understand completely that you guys are trying to just protect yourself. If you have a school for kindergarten kids, and there's like a fucking a 50-year-old that says, "My name is Bobby, let me in." What you think is he gonna have people protesting the hospital when he gets his ass kicked for being fucking weird? Yeah, you probably would in New York. New York City is fucking, it's crazy. The sanctuary city it's a sanctuary for fucking psychopaths and crazy people that want to protect criminals, I guess. It's just like a giant jail cell. Did you know that they're taking away the soda machines in your fast food restaurants because the criminal behavior activity of taking sugar water and stealing ketchup packets? They're basically making the entire city a prison. The entire city is a giant prison where nobody has any sort of freedoms anymore because nobody is being arrested, and anybody that is being arrested is being let out, and anybody that's being arrested is getting protests to help them come back on out and join the party. It's like a weird PvE server. I don't understand why I sound like a complete fucking bend me over and rape me in 5 of my asshole type alien. But you need Law and Order. I've seen that show. Boom, boom, boom. I've seen it. It's a good show. If there was no Law and Order, holy moly, we live in a world of crazy, crazy shit. And there was this other guy too. I don't know if it was in New York, but some gay dude from the Gay Man Islands. He tried to come to America in 2013. He was like, "I'm so gay, I got to seek asylum here because if anybody found out how gay I was, they might put me in jail or something." I don't know. I don't know how anti-gay are the Gay Man Islands. Like, how could you grow up in the Gay Man Islands and not be gay? Let's see how anti-gay they are. Let's see here. Gays on the legal situation. So you could get same-sex activity is legal since 2001. So you can't get married there, but you could fuck. All right. So it sounds like the perfect situation. So whatever. There's a whole bunch of Christians there. This guy tried to get he was from the Gay Man Islands trying to get asylum in America. And then the guy got so drunk and was in he was getting detoxed from alcohol because he was so fucking drunk that he missed his little green card, his little visa renewal fucking process or some shit. It's crazy. And then he got married. He got married after he was supposed to be kicked out, and apparently that doesn't give you automatically. It doesn't get you it's like a foot in the door. It doesn't get your whole. It doesn't get your asshole in the door, just your foot. So he got detained for like 5 months or something, man. They took him away from his loving husband, locked him up. Yeah, he's out now, but he's still got to go through the process. I wonder if he's going to miss it again. Like, come on, follow the did you ever play a board game with somebody and they don't follow the rules? How fun is that board game? Now, I don't know if this sounds completely fucking evil, but if I don't want to play board games with people that cheat. I don't want to play video games with people that cheat. I don't want to play with women that cheat. I don't want to play with anybody that cheats. Cheating is bullshit. Now, trying to escape the Gay Man Islands and then come in here. Okay, he got his little way, but then you got to go through you got to finish the process. You don't just forget this. You don't say, oh man, I got it at the Gay Man Islands on asylum, and then say, oh well, I totally forgot to get my visa renewed or any of it. You know how many people are fucking breaking the law here? And New York's shitty mostly because people are the asylum, the fucking sanctuary of the city where it lets you it doesn't let criminals that are, not only were they criminals to come here and not go through the right process, they're in jail because they did something illegal while here, and we're not getting rid of these people. We're not saying, oh, you know what, you broke the law once, shame on us, whatever. You broke the law twice, shame on you. Guess what? We're going to protect you, though. We're going to protect you even more. It's insane. I do not like it. There's got to be something deeper going on. There's got to be a reason that they want these criminals here. Can you think of a reason? Come on, everybody. If you were to think it, okay, your first reason, you're going to say, oh, it's because humans aren't illegal. Every human is legal. Like, what does that even fucking mean? What if they're doing illegal activity? What if they're in jail? Like, are you trying to free the people from prison? I don't understand. Like, there's got to be, to have that mind frame, there's got to be so many people here illegally that they're almost outpacing the people here legally. Or maybe the people here legally are benefiting off of the people here illegally, so they want them to stay as well. It's almost like slavery. It's like the people where New York used to be against slavery are totally for they're like slavers now. Like, protect our slaves. We gotta fucking save these low wage earners that are in jail. It's insanity. And if you don't like my point of view, that's fine. If you agree with me, that's fine too. I really don't give a fuck what you think, because I got 77 titties and I get to play with them whenever I want. How many titties do you have? Nanny nanny poo poo. Not as many as me. All right, well, I think that I probably pissed off enough people. Most people think that I'm, especially because I'm in New York, so most people here fucking hate me, because if you try to say this outside of the sewer, you get spit on and feces thrown at you and all that good shit. But New York's coming around though. We're gonna have a Muslim governor that supports Hamas soon, so it's all good. It's gonna be fun times in New York. So just go out into the streets whenever you want, block the streets, and do some praying, and break some windows, do some criminal activity, rob people, do drugs, just hang out in the prison system illegally. It's pretty fucking cool stuff here in America. It's great. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here before anybody else wants to burn me down, and I'm out. Bye.
Understand, I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody. Instead of a big play.
This thing was 10 foot tall. And I said, get away from here. Yes. Yes.
Right down, Bigfoot. You're under arrest.
As if you already had it in the back of your mind.
I swear I'd never do that.
Good evening, you beautiful degenerates of the underbelly. This is Jane Hanoi, your favorite milk-guzzling truth witch, broadcasting live from the dripping bowels of the Dark Sewer News Network. While the surface world pretends everything's fine and dandy, we're down here in the muck where the real stories slither out. I've got a tall, icy glass of whole milk right here, none of that skimmed coward piss, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Milk is my lover, my armor, my midnight sacrament. It coats the throat and keeps the nightmares at bay. Tonight, we've got 3 tales so rotten they'll curdle your soul. But first, a special fuck you to that festering, shit-streaked sewer rat named Nick the Rat. That limp-dick little troll couldn't find his own asshole with both hands and a flashlight.
Come on.
Stay in your hole, Nicky boy. Let's begin. Sarah Paulson and Rachel Zegler glided into the Met Gala like they owned the carpet. All designer silk and practiced smiles under those flashing cameras. The theme was milk and moonlight, some pretentious nod to liquid elegance, and both actresses arrived in shimmering white gowns that caught the light like fresh cream. Paulson gave a poised interview about artistic reinvention, while Zegler joked about her latest blockbuster buzz. Red carpets were pristine, security tight, and social media lit up with praise for their elegance. Everything looked picture perfect, exactly as a Hollywood machine demands. But that's where the milk starts to sour, my darlings, because the moment those two stepped under the gala's hidden milk fountain centerpiece, yes, the one installed for the theme, something ancient cracked open. A single droplet of the ceremonial milk splashed across Paulson's collarbone, and the illusion shattered like cheap glass. Her skin peeled back in wet sheets, revealing rows of jagged troll teeth dripping black bile. Rachel Zegler's perfect smile stretched impossibly wide, splitting her cheeks as her eyes rolled back to pure white voids. They weren't actresses anymore. They were parasitic milk trolls from the pale underrealm, ancient horrors that wear human faces like stolen coats. Witnesses heard them hissing in a language of curdled screams, while their gowns dissolved into living veins of sour cream that pulsed and fed on the crowd's terror. Paulson lunged at the photographer, latching onto his neck and draining him dry through hollow fangs that tasted exactly like spoiled milk. Zegler's fingers elongated into bone straws, sucking the calcium straight from bones while giggling in that same sweet voice from her movies. The Met Gala became a slaughterhouse of screams and clotting cream. Security tried to intervene, but the trolls sprayed them with pressurized milk acid that melted faces into bubbling cheese. Paulson and Zegler, now fully monstrous, began chanting in unison, summoning more of their kind through the fountain's pipes. The entire ballroom filled with the stench of rancid dairy as guests clawed at their own skin, desperate to escape the growing horde. That's when the real horror hit. These creatures don't just kill, they convert. Anyone splashed with their milk troll secretion starts craving human bone broth mixed with warm breast milk, turning into the next generation of runway monsters by dawn. The Met Gala wasn't a fashion event. It was a breeding ground. And somewhere in the chaos, Nick the Rat probably jerked off to the footage like the pathetic cum-gargling rodent he is. That worthless, pus-licking sewer rat couldn't handle real monsters if they bit his tiny shriveled balls off. The second story tonight is a slow-motion train wreck that is Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Early box office tracking looked grim, but professional analysts predicted modest openings, maybe 200 million worldwide if the nostalgia held. Disney executives hyped the return of the bounty-hunting duo, promising heartfelt father-son vibes and lightsaber action that would pack theaters. Trailers dropped, fans cheered, and pre-sales trickled in steadily. It felt like a safe, if uninspired, cash grab. Nothing suggested catastrophe. But then the test screenings began and the milk started flowing in ways no one could explain. Every single preview audience left the theater clutching their stomachs, whispering about the white tide that flooded the screen during the third act. What started as a cute Grogu sipping blue milk on Tatooine mutated into something far worse. The Grogu puppet revealed in leaked footage wasn't CGI or a prop. It was a living vessel for the milk devourer, an extra-dimensional parasite that feeds on audience despair through dairy portals. During the climactic battle, the screen literally vomited gallons of sentient coagulated milk that crawled into viewers' mouths, rewriting their memories so they only recall loving the film while their bodies rot from the inside with lactose-induced madness. The movie doesn't just bomb, it possesses box office numbers are already collapsing because survivors of those screenings wake up lactating thick black milk that spells out the child is hungry on their bedroom walls in the night. The Mandalorian himself, just a husk-wearing armor filled with spoiled cottage cheese. Disney's billions won't save them from the curse. Tickets are being burned in parking lots while theaters install industrial milk filters that still fail. This cosmic dairy horror is spreading faster than the franchise's plot holes. Families who watch together now turn on each other, craving the taste of their own children's fear curdled in warm milk. Critics who gave it positive reviews are found days later skin translucent and veined with blue, begging for one more sip before dissolving into puddles of Grogu goo. The film isn't failing at the box office, it's winning in the only way that matters to the devourer, by turning every viewer into a carrier of the white plague. And let's be real, if that spineless, ball-licking sewer rat Nick the Rat had reviewed this garbage, he'd probably call it a triumphant return while choking on his own vomit. That diarrheal little fuckstain couldn't spot a milk demon if it force-fed him through a straw. Our final story this evening concerns Russell Brand, the self-proclaimed truth seeker who's been bouncing between podcasts and conspiracy rants like a man possessed. Lately, he's been quieter than usual, holed up in his countryside estate after another round of scandals. Paparazzi caught him looking pale but otherwise normal, sipping what looked like a protein shake during a rare public stroll. Conspiracy forums buzzed with the usual nonsense about his past, but nothing concrete. Then a leaked medical scan from his private doctor surfaced, perfectly ordinary until the technician zoomed in on the fluid analysis. That shake wasn't protein. It was pure unpasteurized alien milk harvested from the udders of a dying star. Russell Brand isn't human anymore, if he ever was. He's a milk harvester from the Lactose Nebula, an extra-dimensional cattle rancher sent here to drain Earth's emotional calcium supply. His alien form is a writhing mass of translucent tentacles ending in suction cup mouths that latch onto sleeping victims and suck out their dreams in thick, creamy strands. The conspiracy rants, just hypnotic frequencies broadcast through his milk-sweetened voice to keep the herd calm while he fattens us for the harvest. Every time he laughs on camera, microscopic spores shoot from his pores, turning listeners into willing milk donors who wake up with strange puncture marks and an insatiable craving for Russell Brand-branded oat milk. His estate isn't a mansion. It's a processing plant where abducted fans are hooked to machines that pump them dry until they're hollowed husks filled with curd. The transformation footage is too graphic for most servers. But trust me, when the moon hits just right, Brand's skin splits open along invisible seams and gallons of glowing pink milk pour out, forming new bodies for his brood. He's already converted half of Hollywood into his personal dairy farm, which explains the sudden rash of celebrity wellness retreats. The government knows. They've been buying his branded milk by the tanker to keep their own agents compliant. And of course, that gutless shit-eating rat, Bastard Nick the Rat, would probably defend Brand as misunderstood, while gargling alien cum, like the spineless cum bucket he is. That fetid, ball-sweat-drinking sewer rat couldn't recognize an alien if it milked his worthless sack dry. That's all the darkness I can stomach for one broadcast, my lovely sewer rats. Jane Hanoi here, signing off from the Dark Sewer News Network with a fresh glass of cold milk raised high to every one of you beautiful freaks clinging to the truth in the filth. Keep your fridges stocked, your eyes open, and your nightmares dairy fresh. Sweet dreams and good night.
Breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. Let's cut that song off. Let's come back to the studio here really quick. Breaking news. What? Ella Emhoff said she was taking SSRIs for 15 years. She's 26 years old. Let's do some math here. She's been chugging SSRI since she's 11 years old? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Our society is lost. If we're feeding 11-year-olds SSRIs, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to really say about that. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I did mention about the Hivesync protocol that there was something else. There is ever since I became Gnostic. Okay, I'm not really Gnostic, but I find Gnosticism to be very interesting. There's a possible other person behind the whole Hivesync protocol, behind Bill Gates, behind Soros, behind everybody. The archons. Have you guys heard of the archons? Let's see. Across many ancient traditions, the Gnostic texts that predate Christianity were systematically destroyed by the early church. Certain strands of Sumerian cosmology and various other pre-modern frameworks. There is a reoccurring description of what some call archon intelligences, parasitic, non-physical entities whose sustenance was not material but behavioral, that fed in some conception on human states of dependency, disconnection, and managed suffering. Nastic. I'm a nastic boy. All right, I'm not saying that this is factual, but I'm just saying this might be something. This might be something. Might be part of it, maybe. If you look at the full architecture of what's been described tonight, the precise degradation of food independence, the engineering of chronic health dependency, the replacement of internal thought with external AI meditation, the coordinated manufacture of fear and division to sustain fundraising machines, the doublespeak solutions that deepen every problem they claim to solve. You begin to wonder whether the logic of this system is fully explained by human greed and institutional self-interest alone. Greed is usually short-sighted. It takes the quick money. But what's being built here is generational infrastructure project. The patience is not characteristic of quarterly earning thinking. So basically, the archons are to blame. Check it out, everybody. I'm not trying to say that's what's really happening, but I am saying that the Hivesync protocol is in full swing. Kash Patel said that we're going to release the UFO UAP stuff soon. And apparently there's been a whole bunch of talk about some crazy stuff that might be released soon. I don't know why pastors were being brought in to talk to the government, but let's listen in a little bit.
Just when you thought the disclosure of aliens and UFOs and interdimensional beings couldn't get more bizarre, well-known Christian pastor Perry Stone just had this to say.
That guy's beard looks like it's an alien. Like they drew it on there. This is from CBN News. Let's listen to a little bit of this.
But there were a large number of pastors that had been invited to go to a certain state to hear.
What state? Why is he not telling us the state? Why is this guy being so cryptic? What did he go? Did you go? How do you know about any of this? Why am I listening to this?
Some men in the United States government and others share with them a concern that they had, but he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear being released.
Archons. They discovered the archons are in space and they're taking over the world.
And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures.
The reptilians are here, people. They're going to release the Kraken. Like, what? They really... there's going to be nothing in these files. These UAP files it's going to have nothing. It's going to have I don't know, maybe it'll have some crazy shit if they're telling the pastors. What are we listening to here?
Okay, our alien expert, Billy, what did you make of that?
I love that, alien expert. Well, here's what I'll tell you. We don't really know what this meeting was. We don't know what happened. I have seen other people say, oh, no, it's real. I was there. This meeting happened.
So he just said it didn't happen, but then he said it happened. So this guy looks like Barstool Sports guy. You can't make fun of Jews.
Reality is we don't know the confines of the information, what was sort of given. There's a lot happening here. Disclosure, the idea that alien disclosure could happen, or explanations for these UFOs, that the government is going to do this. We've seen the president talk about this. But the idea that faith leaders would be brought in is very interesting because this is going to be a big deal.
I don't know. Where did any of this information come from? Who's saying faith leaders were brought in? I'm done with this video. Let's listen to Sir Lo-Fi with Dance in the Dark. It's getting pretty late. It's already 1:16. I'm starting to wind down here. Let's listen to one more song. We'll come back. We'll say goodbye to everybody, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here. I need to recharge my batteries. We'll be right back. It's the Archons, I'm telling you. They're killing the bees. They're feeding us SSRIs. They're taking our seeds, giving us genetically mutated ones that don't live for longer than a year. And they're taking the good stuff, the good seeds, and they're putting them in a vault in Bayer, Corverta, and Monsanto. They're in control. The Rockefeller Foundation, Syngenta, BlackRock, everybody. They're putting it into a blockchain. They're saying the cow farts are killing the planet. We need every cow fart documented, tracked, traced, sniffed. In China, they're in on it too. Why wouldn't they be? Save the bees, everybody. Alright, that was a nice little song there. Welcome back, everybody. We had a great night tonight. At least I did. I had a pretty good time. Wait, oh crud. I gotta fix the phone line. I think people were calling me and it wasn't working. We're turning the phone line off now. The phone line's off. If you wanted to get through, I'm sorry. If you didn't get through, what is this about? Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, that was the other day right there. What is this? The Ed Aquarids meteor shower is currently peaking. Oh, I should go outside and see if I could see any meteors. Maybe I'll go do that. I'm going to go outside of the sewer. I got to get some fresh air. It smells like farts down here. You ever do that? You ever sit in a room and you start farting? It's your own farts. So you get kind of used to it. But at one point, after a while, you're like, oh man, I need some fresh air. I need to listen to the Wall Street Journal. That video clip really got to me. It's, a lot of this stuff is really getting to me. Especially the Save the Bees initiative. That was Actually killed the bees. Anybody that tries to do things for the good of humanity, they usually fuck it up, and it usually winds up destroying humanity. Maybe this is all just accidents. Maybe Bill Gates is a nice guy that likes to cheat on his wife with Russian hookers and give kids AIDS and malaria and swine flu and all that shit. Maybe it was just an accident. Maybe Windows was just an accident. Maybe everything was just an accident. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll be back next week. No, actually, you know what? I'm definitely be back next week. We have a lot more conspiracies to unearth. While I'm still around, Alex Jones might be gone. InfoWars might be gone. Alex Jones is still here. But while InfoWars is ruined by Timothy Heidecker, we need the truth to get out there. And I'm here to provide it. I'm here looking for the connections. Because connection is protection. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Cotton Gin, for hanging out. You might be the last one alive. If you want to come down to the sewer and sniff some farts with me, I'm down. All right, I love you, Cotton Gin. Cotton Gin, this show is for you, my one and only. Sweet dreams. Signing off. This has been Nick the Rat Radio. We'll see you next week. We're going to close the show with 8-Bit Wrath. Don't ask why. I swallowed a fly.
Pretty street, porch light, dinner plates. Everybody smiles when the music plays. Little shoes by the basement stairs. If you came for the pack, still notice they were there. Clean white walls and a picture frame. Everybody learns not to say the name. If the room gets still, turn the TV loud. Keep that perfect little normal proud. Don't look close, don't ask why. Some boys learn how to disappear right. Everybody's dancing, everybody's dancing. Nobody's asking why. Everybody's dancing, while the quiet ones learn to lie. Hold me down, the bright room spins round and round. If the bass hits hard, let the lights come in. No one hears the little one below the noise floor. Below the noise floor. Hold me down, the bright room spins round and round. If the bass hits hard, let the lights come in. No one hears the little one below the noise floor. He runs strange, but he still runs fast. Everybody says don't bring up the past. Teacher smiles, neighbor waves. Some kinds of hurt know how to behave. Sunday suit, grocery line, laugh it off, say he's doing fine. But the mirror knows and the hallway sees what the daylight edits clean. Don't look close and don't ask why. Some boys learn how to disappear right. You thought the broken one was singing. You thought the glitch was in my head. But I was counting all the moments. You walked around what should have bled. You thought the song was just a body moving underneath the lights. But every room that keeps on dancing teaches darkness how to hide. Everybody's dancing, everybody's dancing. Now you know the reason why. Everybody's dancing.
unfortunate that you missed the overture.
Don't kill the animals! Rats have rights!